saw your movie last night.
What'd you think?
Beautiful. I was scared to go and see it because I'm not good like with horror movies at all. So I was like, I'm going on my own. I'm not going to like it. I was just struck by how beautiful it was, and you're both amazing, incredible in it. Congratulations on this. When you saw it for the first time, did you get to see it together?
We didn't get to see it together.
No, we each kind of got our own, because everybody's kind of all over the place geographically, and so we all got our own little screens. But it would have been nice. It would have been fun to do kind of a team screening, but we'll all watch it together at the premiere. You'll watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course you will.
Yeah. I think what you said though is what's magic about this film is it's so beautiful to look at and haunting, but like romantic and ethereal, kind of draws you into this world. Because I'm not always a big horror fan, but this feels so much more than just a horror film. I mean, obviously it's really tense and scary, but it's like visually a spectacle
visually
to look at.
Stunning.
Yeah.
And I know, Lily, you are a big horror fan, aren't you?
Yeah. I
Is that true?
I don't know if I don't know.
Okay,
I've said that.
That wasn't the right information.
I love a great movie. I love like an engaging story and like a fascinating tale. So whatever kind of genre, lens that's told through, I'm happy with it. I'm not like a horror. I wouldn't say I'm like a horror nerd, but I love like a great story, and I think above all, that's kind of what this is.
Yeah.
When you're possessed, how did you do that? Because I remember you told me at the Governor's Awards that there was choreography for this, right?
Yeah, so we had a movement coach who's incredible, and she helped me tremendously to kind of choreograph all of those moments because, it's very emotional work as well as physical, but you want to have like a structure that you can rely on because, you're doing a lot of takes, the camera is moving in a very precise way, and so you have to kind of meld your movement with the camera movement in a way, and so you want to have a structure that you can fall back on so that you're not just kind of like flailing. And so she helped us a ton to kind of create that structure and also kind of imbue all those moments with a real emotion.
How you're making it sound like it's just so easy. How? Because when you watch the movie,
it's really not easy.
Yeah. How? What was that like?
It was intense for sure. Yeah. I mean, it was a way that, in a way, I kind of tried to like embrace it as a way into the character because all of those physical moments are like an external, physical manifestation of what's happening internally with her. And so I think I tried to kind of embrace it as much as I could as a way into her emotionally. But it's definitely tough work and you're kind of.
It's all you. There's no CGI and CGI in that. That's all your movements. It's incredible.
Yeah. No, it was the rehearsal process was really important. We really tried to kind of map all those moments out and make sure that they were all different from each other as well because as the story progresses, as does Ellen's kind of internal battle, and so we wanted to kind of represent that physically.
One of the most impressive things I've ever seen is Lily in those scenes because I've been in films where obviously people give great performances, but sometimes it's an edit that can help find moments from different takes to make a performance really great. But because of the nature of how this film's shot, it all has to be within that one shot a lot of the time, and Lily's ability to kind of give emotional performances but physical ones, and the dynamism of watching that unfurl in single takes is magical. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen.
And on the screen, it is. It really is incredible, amazing. What did you love, Nick, about your character? What did you love?
I loved that he was a real estate agent.
Big dream for you.
Big dream for me to play a real estate agent. No, I mean, I love the story. I love Robert Eggers, and then this character is, he's a misguided hero in many ways. He's somebody who learns the truth of what matters in life and in his relationship far too late. I think he's, a deeply caring and loving person, but he's just a little bit naive. And so it was fun to go on that journey with him.
What do you think the movie says about love, fear, and obsession?
In that order? Love, fear, obsession. They're all intertwined, right? In many ways. I don't know. What does it say? I mean, it's a tragedy for many ways in our characters because we were saying earlier that they do care about each other massively, but because of partly the societal times and also because of their inability to really understand each other, it kind of all unravels in a terrible way. So what does it say about that?
I mean, I thought something that was fascinating to hear I feel like it's cool because doing press you get to kind of like almost learn more about the movie and about the characters, you know, and from a different kind of angle. And Rob said something in a Q&A like a few weeks back about how he doesn't make movies with a message in mind, which I thought was very cool. I mean, of course, you know, doing the opposite is cool too, but I thought that was actually quite cool, because it's really, you know, he is a world builder, and he's obsessed with these kind of like, with history and, you know, these kind of like myths, and, you know, and I think he brings that to screen, like, you know, unlike anyone. I think that's what, you know, part of what makes him such a singular filmmaker. And so it was cool to hear him say that, because I think, you know, having that perspective when he's directing the movie, it allows for the audience to kind of draw what they will from it, because, you know, there's so much to this movie. It's you know, it's so much more than just a horror movie. There is so much kind of like romanticism in it, and heartbreak, and it touches on so many different themes. And so I think that kind of freedom to draw from it what you personally will is a very special experience as a viewer.
What was harder to master, the English accent, the corsets, or the convulsions?
Honestly, I feel like the thing I was most nervous about was the accent, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's something that can easily take you out of a movie if an accent is like not done correctly. And so I prepped it for like months before we started rehearsing, because I was just like, the last thing I want to do is for it to not sound good. And also, you know, when you're doing an accent, I'm sure you feel this, you've done accents before, like, you don't want to be thinking about it when you're, because when you're doing a scene, you're thinking about so many other things. You're thinking about how to do the scene correctly, so you don't want to be thinking about like, you know, am I saying this right or saying that right? So you want to be able to kind of...
Your accent's spot on.
Thank you.
I never thought about it. I forgot that you were doing an accent.
Thank you. Well, that's coming from a true Brit. That's high praise. I really appreciate it.
Did you ask Nicholas for it? Would you be like, how does this sound?
I feel like I did say at one point, like, let me know if something sounds weird. Because actually, we had an amazing dialect coach, but I feel like there was like maybe a day where he wasn't there or something, and I might have said to Nick, like, let me know if anything sounds weird.
Yeah, nothing did.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. Perfection from both of you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations
on this.
Thanks.
So